pain unyielding. Loss, one can never prepare for grief so profound. The wolf lay in its self-made prison, rib cage, rising and falling slower than a healthy wolf's would. Her ears never twitched despite being sensitive to even the slightest of sounds. The wolf had no intention of living anymore because the very reason for her life lay still 6 feet below the ground. She cursed her heart for continuing to beat despite every nerve in her body screaming for an end, just to see the precious pup once more. Outside the mossy cave where vines covered the grieving wolf, people gathered and discussed what they could do to bring her back to her usual self. None came to mind as they all understood what it meant to lose someone so precious. The only thing they agreed on was to wait upon the wolf and take turns in feeding her unmoving body. Once in her life, the pearl around her neck had been a lovely pink, showing the people how deep her affections were for the newborn pup. As the pup grew weaker and weaker, the pearl seemed to change in color. The pink they knew then turned into a muddled gray that only seemed to darken as days passed. Nothing could stop the darkening of the wolf's pearl, just as nothing could stop the darkness swallowing her whole. Not until the 2 kittens were introduced to her. At first, she tried to ignore the sounds of their playing. The youthful mewing pulled painful memories from the recesses of her mind, because although they were different species, her pup had once been as playful as they were. However, she could not ignore their cries for warmth. The sound pulled too hard on the battered strings of her heart, and for the first time in months, she rose from her restless slumber. The people watched in hopeful curiosity as the wolf sluggishly curled around the crying kittens, her pearl lightening considerably. It had almost been pitch black before the arrival of the kittens, and the people were grateful for any sort of change in color. As the kittens snuggled into her fur, the wolf growled comfortingly, knowing it would resemble a mother cat's purr. As months passed, the pearl lightened enough for it to become a soft gold that lulled the kittens to sleep. The wolf did her best to raise them and learn how to resemble a mother cat so that they could be more comfortable. The people guided her towards the newfound motherhood, happy their wolf was once again on her paws. The kittens that were once so fragile grew into strong cats, while their protector turned into the one needing protection. The cats cared for their mother as she lived out of her remaining years. The pearl glowing a bright golden color, she realized it was because her love for her pup never disappeared. It only remained dormant as she found a new sort of love that did not surpass her previous affection, but was not any less to it. As she breathed her last puffs of air, she thanked her cats for saving her from despair. She handed the pearl to them with her last bout of strength and took a good long look at her kittens, heart at peace as she saw her dear pup between them. The pearl's gold slowly morphed back to pink before being drained of all color and turning a peaceful white. Love can never leave or planted carefully so. It blooms someplace else.